Move over, Dylan. Get out of the way, Bonway. 2.5 is coming in hot. Yeah, that's right. We got news on version 2.5. And 2.5 looks like it's going to be the biggest update in Zenless history. And it's not even close. Hey, have you ever used a top-up website? Let me tell you about a brand new one. This is Eneba. Thank you very much to Eneba for sponsoring today's video. It is a fantastic top-up service for all of your gacha games. And the selling point, 10% cash back, additional discounts. Sometimes they even run promotions for up to 30% cash back. It's crazy. Basically, if you're not using Eneba, you're losing out, and you really have to try it. You know what else is cool about Eneba? It has more than just gacha games. You can get your Steam games on Eneba with my link in the description down below. Save on gacha, save on normal games, save money, play harder. Eneba. Let me control myself a little bit, okay? So let's back up. Let's talk about what information we have. So I'm going to be talking about information from the 2.5 leaks, and I'm also going to be talking about the official 2.5 previews and developer stream that was hosted on Bilibili. So let me explain what that is. They had a 40-minute presentation where Y and one of the other game designers sat down, maybe one of the marketing guys, I'm not sure, but it was Y. And they talked about the state of the game in season 2 and what went wrong and what they're gonna do in the future. So there's a lot of news, but if you want a really dirty TLDR, they know what the problems are with their game and they want to fix them. They do not think of the problems as features the same way other games might. So that's really, really good. And it made me very excited. But first, let's talk about what's in version 2.5. Characters, Yishunggong, and most likely Zhao. One of these characters will be defense. Probably. Probably? Yes. Yishunggong is going to be a Fizz agent. This is the physical Void Hunter with the long brown hair, the big ears. You know, Fox Girl with a cursed sword. Gotta be one of my favorite genres. But information that was not in leaks, because she's not implemented in the beta build yet. She will be this weekend, so look forward to that video. It's going to be an exciting one, even if she's unfinished. Either way, it's going to be an exciting one. They showed one of her animations, technically 2 of them, randomly in the developer conversation. Chat, she winks. She also flies around on a suspiciously coffin-shaped sword case. You know, girls with long brown hair selling coffins. Gotta be one of my favorite genres. It is a sword case. It's not actually a coffin. But we'll see. And yes, if you wanted to know, because she is a Void Hunter, she will have a unique exploration ability or unique movement ability. She's gonna fly around on a coffin, essentially. She's gonna fly around on this sword case / coffin thing. She's gonna go super fast. Like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna try to do more Zenless content. More Genshin content is coming. Did you know most of you watching are not currently subscribed? You should subscribe. Additionally, regarding characters, there are buffs for Soldier 11, Grace, Ellen, Envy, and Bernice. Yes, that's correct. There are buffs for Ellen and Soldier Zero Envy. We'll get to it. But first, let's talk about Soldier 11, Grace, and Bernice. Bernice first. It's not implemented yet. They're still working on it. There's nothing to tell you. But they are coming. There are Bernice buffs. They are on the way. And they will be in version 2.5. Soldier 11 and Grace, there's quite a bit to talk about. If you just want a quick and dirty damage estimate, I have one. Post-buff Soldier 11 is going to be about as good as current Ellen. Maybe a little better. So maybe she'll be even with post-rebuff Ellen. But that's the range we're expecting for the Soldier 11 buff. Regarding what the Soldier 11 buff is, she has a counter that gives her 30 crit damage. She enters the Ultra Instinct state after using her EX special attack, chain attack, or ultimate. Her EX special, chain attack, and ultimate now all shortcut to B4. And she has a new attack. She has a B5. So because all of her attacks loop to B4 now, you can just do the high damage attacks and it should just be better. I mentioned the Ultra Instinct state. While she is attacking, if Soldier 11 is attacked, she will automatically dodge the attack while the duration of this buff is active. We got auto dodge on Soldier 11, which is pretty impressive. No more getting interrupted. I don't know what her M4 does anymore because it doesn't do anything. Very interestingly about the Soldier 11 buff, they currently have not updated her core to buff her chain attack and her ultimate, which is a major departure from the buffs for Ellen and Anby. And I wonder if they're going to be fixing that later or if it's intentional. TBD on that one. Grace, they kind of cooked. It's really hard to gauge the exact damage that Grace does now, but the quick and dirty aspect of it, she got 40 damage bonus, and after using her ultimate, Grace's next 7 specials will automatically be enhanced and trigger a blooms for 500% anomaly damage. So Grace has really impressive burst damage now because of this. So essentially Grace, she's going to be applying a lot of electric, which is the reason I'm actually not sure about how good this will be. 500% of bloom is a lot, and it is currently not restricted to shock. But she's going to be applying so much electric, the shocks will be inevitable. So while you would really love to use a 500% of bloom for an assault from Jane or Alice, or even Piper, it might be too difficult to pull off. Maybe. We'll have to see. But if you can pull it off, especially if you can get all 7 or even like 5, 3, that's a fat chunk of damage every time Grace ults. It might not be enough to make Grace a staple, but she's definitely going to be better. Think along the lines of Soldier 11, where Grace might actually be useful if you don't have other characters. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Worst case scenario, she is an electric DPS who has burst damage, and I guess that's fine. Hopefully, they put Grace in a similar position to Soldier 11. That's what I would like. Ellen and Anby are benefiting from a new system they're adding, which is the potential unlock system, or potential unlock mindscape levels, potential unlock levels. I'm not sure what the name is going to be yet, but this is new. The resource for doing this is going to be obtained from endgame activities. Every character's potential 1 is the buff that you already have, and that will be free. But you can consume these resources to unlock potential levels 2 through 6. It's got a UI like Mindscapes with new art, or not new art, but recolored art. Now, here are the buffs. Ellen, she's getting 45% crit damage. Soldier 11, she's getting 30 crit damage from this. Anby, she's getting 10 damage bonus from this. Grace is getting the 40 damage bonus from here. Bernice, unknown. And those buffs scale up to that maximum. So 45 crit damage on Ellen is a 12% damage increase. So it's not really that big of a deal, but it's cool. Can we get a reaction gif of Lucia, maybe? It is, you know the one. Okay. That's regarding the characters. Yi Shengguang and Zhao will be entering the beta this weekend, so we're going to talk about them then. But that's not all that's exciting in 2.5. Zenless is getting co-op. Zenless is getting online clans. Zenless is introducing co-op gameplay in version 2.5. There are going to be kit changes for characters to work in co-op and make playing characters more engaging. Obvious examples, currently no one would want to play Astra in co-op. Doesn't matter how good she is. You know how lame it would be to play Astra? You played the story. You know what this is like. No one would want to play Astra. So they're going to give her some attacks. Lighter is going to be able to buff every element in co-op, which is an interesting one. And there's a bunch more. I think Lucia is also going to give attack. I'm sure they'll announce it more of it later. And it's all super subject to change. But when the tier list comes around, we're going to do a co-op tier list. For 2.5, we're going to do a co-op tier list. Early impressions on what's good. Double Seed, Seed Evelyn Lighter, Miyabi Alice, TBH Seed in general should be pretty good. if there is a relevant attack agent. So like Seed Yishunglong, if she is attack instead of defense. But yeah, Miyabi Alice, Miyabi Yanagi. I wonder if there's a way you can play an attack plus anomaly disorder team in co-op. I wonder. We'll have to see. Maybe Dialin will be fundamentally broken if she gives a free ultimate for the entire team. Maybe Lighter's cooked, even with the unrestriction. Maybe. Maybe you play Seed, Evelyn, Dialin. We'll see. But along with that, we are getting clans. So you'll be able to join an Internaut page. Internaut page, you'll be able to join up to 10 Internaut pages. These are the clans. So you can make your own Internaut page with a custom name. You can filter essentially advertising for players. So we focus on Deadly Assault. We really like Lucia. We really like Ishan. We are dedicated to helping new players. There should be a limit on this, or on how many players can join an Internaut page. Hopefully it's higher than 50, but it might be 50. Hopefully it's higher. I am taking name suggestions for our Internaut page. Leave your best suggestions in the comments below. Maybe yours will get picked. Clans are gonna have weekly missions for members, and these are all gonna be optional, but they should have some rewards. There's also a clan rank system. So your clan will rank up as players complete missions or do well in endgame activities. Or not even do well, just clear them. It's also new quality of life. They're adding a phone menu that instantly opens other menus. So it's just a pop-up. So you're able to instantly enter the drive disk shop, for example. Just drive disk. Anywhere you are in the world. Instantly open the drive disk menu. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Reduced need for fast travel. Allegedly, they're going to clean up Suibian Temple again. Yeah, it still needs it. We're also getting subset customization crafting at the drive disk shop. I think this means reroll is coming soon too, right? There's no reroll yet, but it's got to be coming. We have custom crafting now. We got to get reroll. Can't have one without the other, can you? Can you? Now, this is getting into more of the notes from the developer discussion, but I'm going to bring it up here because it is quality of life. They're going to simplify damage numbers and give you a way to actually tell how much damage you are doing. They want to cut down on number bloat on the screen, finally. They literally brought this up in the developer conversation. They would say, yeah, I was playing this team and I couldn't see shit. I had to turn the damage numbers off. Cinema. Along the lines, there were a bunch of other interesting comments from the developer stream. So a bit of this is going to be my interpretation of what they said, but these were my takeaways. They said, we really do not like that characters are only useful for 1 or 2 versions. We should probably do something about that. So they know that these are problems, and hopefully they're going to do something about it, right? They've acknowledged it's a problem that they want to fix. So hopefully things start to get better, right? It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. We don't need to be doom and gloom anymore. Additionally, they talked about the story and the setting specifically. They felt that the season 2 story was a failure in a lot of regards. They are very excited by the idea of the QTE, and we should see more of it. It's going to be cinema when Yishunglong kills Kiana in 4K Ultra HD and screams, no honkers. Cinema. Can't wait to fight her in Deadly Assault. But yes, they felt that it was a mistake to move away from the modern aesthetic and setting. They essentially were saying, yeah, so our season 2 story was told from the perspective of living at Suibian Temple and being a Suibian Temple disciple. And this really overpowered Phaethon's identity and the identity of the story. So you can look forward to more modernistic elements returning, like Internaut pages, getting newspapers back. We're going to be a hacker again. We're going home. We're not going to live at Suibian Temple anymore. Oh my, we're going home. Finally. Oh my God. Yeah, I agree. We really lost a lot at Suibian Temple and Yunqui Summit. I really did miss the modern aesthetic. I'm gonna throw this out here just because there's a chance someone hears it. I don't know. What if? I think that the region structure is antiquated. for a whole year of game development. You see this very frequently. Players just drop off at the end of the year. So why are we still doing the full year theming? You know what was really cool? When in 1.0, we would randomly go to the American Wild West for Arizona for an update. And it was a lot of people's favorite patch from the 1.0 cycle. Give us more episodic settings, please. I would like variety. The big problem with Season 2, everything is really congealed and repetitive and samey. There is nothing that further represents this than the Aerospace Hollow. You cannot tell any Aerospace Hollow map apart from another. They have no set pieces. They are boring gray concrete slabs or concrete parking lots. This did not work. Thankfully, I think they agree. Yeah, that's a segue. They've said they want to bridge the gap between Hollow Zero and the Aerospace Hollow exploration. So this is something that I suggested from 1.0, which is they have a lot of really interesting tile sets. There's no reason they couldn't procedurally generate maps the same way Warframe does. I think that's what they're doing for Hollow Zero in version 2.5. That was my impression, that they're actually going to do it. We're going to get a procedurally generated Hollow map. So it's going to be a play space that you run around in and actually explore and fight enemies in without as many loading screens. In theory, that's what it should be. That is my impression. That is not confirmed. But that is my speculation based on what they said and what they've stated their design goals to be. Because they've also said they want Phaethon to be more important as a navigator. You know, it really doesn't make any sense for Hollows to have the same map every time you enter. That's the single thing that actually makes zero sense. It's a huge lore disconnect. Procedural generation actually matches the lore of the game and the story, and it brings in that element that they're looking for. It's kind of be perfect. It also means that there's essentially just more content to do and more variety. Hopefully that's what's coming. But that is my impression, that it seems to be coming. So yeah, 2.5 is going to be a big update. It's going to be like the biggest update in Zenless history in terms of actual content and new features and new gameplay. I don't like that we call every big update a relaunch, but this is like, it's not a relaunch, but it's the future of the game. Hopefully it's the future of the game. I think it's incredibly impressive how agile the developer team is on Zenless Zone Zero. Reminder, 2.4 is going to be a 5-week patch. That's partly why they're already advertising 2.5. They work hard. They work very hard. And you know what? God bless. Keep working. I acknowledge it. Please. Ba-boom.